Welcome back to the kitchen, people. Thank you for checking out the channel. Hopefully you enjoyed the last one, cooking outside. I know I sure did. What I've got today is some homemade dumplings. Everything's from scratch, so from essentially the batter down to the filling. We're going to have a pork filling. You can make a vegetarian option. I will be making that one soon. So yes, let's see how they go. I've never made these before. Let's get to cooking, baby. So the first thing we'll start off with is 250 grams of flour. And you want a protein measurement of about 10 grams per 100 gram. And that's what we'll need for the dumpling wrappings. Okay, let's get the water in there. 125 milliliters of water. And you would just scale that up. So per 250 gram of flour equals to 125 milliliters of water. We'll just start to stir this, turning it in slowly. Now it's gone a little bit hard, we can just get our hands in there, press it down with your palm. Let's get this out. Do it on the bench. You don't need any flour at the moment, so now we're just going to knead this for about 4 minutes. So folding in, pressing down. So we've been kneading this for about 4 or 5 minutes now, and you can see it's really nice and soft now. And we can just go ahead and place this back in there. Make sure there's no flour on the bottom, and then just cover it with a damp towel. And we'll leave that for about 30 or 40 minutes. Just while we're waiting, we're going to make just a quick teriyaki sauce. Now I know this is Japanese and the dumplings are Chinese. We're just going to have a little bit different. So 1 cup of soy sauce. And again, this recipe is on my channel if you want to go check it out. 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 3 crushed garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons of white rice vinegar, 1/2 tablespoon of ground ginger. What we'll do is put that on a medium heat. Just bring it slightly to the boil, so a simmer essentially. What I've got here is, I'm just going to turn the heat down as well a little bit. 2 tablespoons of corn flour or starch. We'll add it a little bit at a time. Well, that was about 1/2. And just see how it goes, see how thick you like it. I like mine fairly thick. Yeah, I'm going to go put a whole lot in. Turn the heat back up a little bit. As you can see now, it's thickened up nicely, so I'm glad I didn't put any more in. And finally, what I've done is I've toasted some sesame seeds, so I'm just going to pop them in. These are optional, completely your choice. It just gives it a nice nutty flavour. Turn the heat off. Give that one last stir. Put that in the sauce bottle. Perfecto. Right, let's get on to the filling. So to start us off, we obviously want some pork. The more fatty the pork, the better, unfortunately. So not the healthiest of meals, but what we've got here is 500 grams or about a pound of pork. Next, we'll move on to our scallions. You want about 3 stems, maybe 4, and just finely dice them as much as you can. Onto the cabbage. Any cabbage will do, but I've gone for a sweetheart cabbage. I just thought we'd give it a bit of a try. If it doesn't work out, you'll know at the end of the video, just to get a circular one. So yeah, we're just going to finely chop it, nice and simple. So you don't really need to pay attention. Just straight down there and cut it the opposite way. And we'll just give it once more through. Any big bits when we're putting them in the mixture, just don't put them in. You know, pieces like this, we'll just leave those out. Right, so let's just put a handful in there. Remember, we're purposely not trying to measure stuff because they should all be different. Then for the scallions, tablespoon of sesame oil, tablespoon of soy sauce, about a 2-inch knob of ginger grated. I personally don't take the skin off. I think it adds just a little bit more flavour, a little bit more depth. And lastly, 2 large eggs whisked together. Now for the fun or unfun part, depending on how you feel about touching uncooked meat, let's get our hands in there and let's mix that all together. Right, that's that. What I am going to do is just put it in the fridge for 10 minutes. A beautiful dough is nice and rested, nice and soft. So all we're going to do is make a donut, like that. And just keep running it round. And we want it about 1 inch thick. We take our knife, just insert it anywhere. And we just kind of want about 1 inch. I managed to make 19, which is not too bad. I am an even number person, so I wish I got 20, but this will be fine. So now we'll just roll them out. Now I've mainly put the flour down just so when we stack them, they don't stick together. So we'll initially just kind of spread them with our fingers. Then we can roll them out. That should do just fine. And then we do the rest of them. We're back. Okay, so that took a little bit longer than expected. It was about 15 or 20 minutes. As you can see, I've spread them out over the table. My concern was, because it's a hot day in the UK, I didn't want a stack of 19 and then you couldn't get them on off each other. So my advice would be just put a little bit more flour in between them. Right, let's get to the filling. Okay, so what I like to do is dip my finger in there, run it around the outside. Teaspoon of filling. Fold it over. Just pinch it. Then you want to just fold it once and twice. You can do a couple more, but just try doing the individual pleats for now. There we go. A little bit messy, but they'll do the job. So let me do the rest. I've got 9 there, and then I've got another 9 to the side, because what I'm going to do is steam half of them. So let's just put some boiling water in here. And then I'm going to pan fry the other half, just so you can get a little bit of different texture. Now, I'm not sure how many we're going to fit in here, but we're going to have a good go at fitting them all in. Right, we're only going to get 6 in there, so I shall just leave them on. Cook them for about 6 to 8 minutes. Yeah, they've swelled up nicely, so let me just get these out and put them on the plate, and then what we're going to do is the pan ones. Yeah, they swelled up. They've swollen up nicely, so I'll just get them off, put them on the plate, and then we'll do the pan fried ones. I've decided not to do all 19 because they're not going to fit on the plate anyway, so I'll just refrigerate the other ones for tomorrow. And lastly, what we're going to do is pan fry the other half of the dumplings. So you want just enough oil in to cover the bottom. We'll just swirl that around a little bit. And we're going to place these with the seam facing upwards. And we're going to cook these for about 3 to 4 minutes, just until they're golden crispy on the bottom. There's our 3-minute mark. Let's have a look, see if we've got that nice golden crispy base. Ooh, baby, yes. Okay, so last step. I've just got half a cup of water Now we're just going to gently put this in because it is going to spit. Quickly put the lid on, and then we're going to leave that for another 2 to 3 minutes. Everything's smelling delicious, everything's looking good, so let's take this top off. And lastly, all we're going to do is just let that last little bit of water evaporate. It doesn't have to completely evaporate, but we'll just give it another minute without the top on. And let's get these babies on there with the other one. Last thing to do is give these bad boys a try. So I'm going to start with the steamed first. I actually could argue that the teriyaki is maybe taken away from the flavour of the dumplings. Let me try it without. You do get much more of the flavour. In terms of the ingredients, I'd maybe go a little bit higher on the soy sauce. I want to say add salt, but I'm trying not to put salt in everything. Let's give the pan fried ones a try. We'll do it without teriyaki first. They're almost nicer, but is it the vegetable oil adding that different flavour? I'm not too sure. They're both nice in their own right. And of course, I'm gonna love the teriyaki because I made it. And you should definitely go check it out on my channel. Delicious. Right, I'm gonna go and enjoy the rest of these. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Like I say, are they too rustic? Could they be better? Definitely. But it was a practice run and I thought I'd bring you along the journey as well. Don't forget to check out the channel. My latest video, I'm outside cooking a Philly cheesesteak. I worked really hard on that one. Don't forget to subscribe and thank you as always for coming to the kitchen. Take care everyone.